And that is ISE 2025 in the bag. This is the Inavate editorial team for Rise Show TV, the only official video provider for the show. Guys, 4 days almost. Paul, what's your experience been like at the show?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely hectic. Just people everywhere. But that's why we love it, right? There is people everywhere. And we kind of know a lot of them and we get to connect with the ones that we don't know. That's the kind of highlight, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like a lot of experiences now. It's all about experiences. I'm walking through and there's a lot of cool things going on at every different booth. It's not just about like showcasing your solutions and products anymore. It's about making sure people have something memorable to take away.
I have to echo that, Nyla, because the key focus for me this year seems to be on partnerships and ecosystems. I haven't heard the term flagship product once. It's always been about these wider systems to make life easier for systems integrators. And following on about how busy it's been, I've spoken to some people in their booths today who have told me they've had more traffic in one day than they did in the previous year, which I think is absolutely astounding.
Whoa. I mean, as a first timer to the show, everything's just felt really new and really exciting. But what struck me the most is just how welcoming everybody is. Every single booth that I've been to, it's just been such a lovely vibe. Every single hall, albeit I haven't been to all of them, but certainly halls 2 and 3, yeah, it's just been a really welcoming, really warm environment.
Yeah, I mean, quality of life for the show seems to be a bit up, in my opinion. I haven't been stuck in as many jams. I haven't really been jostled around in crowded corridors, even though attendance is absolutely smashing. So yeah, well done ISE for an experience that just keeps getting better. Highlights, of course, product is on show at the 8 halls and at the 1,400 plus exhibitors. Layla, what kind of stood out and stuck in your mind?
It's an interesting one because there have been so many outstanding products. For me personally, I was really excited by KRA's new Dolomite speaker. It was really hotly anticipated, and I paid a visit to the booth this morning and was given a crash course in what the brand is trying to do. I was really impressed to discover that the speaker is actually outdoor applicable as well as indoor, so extremely versatile. Got to be one of my highlights for sure.
I think following on from that, I have to say one of my standouts has actually been architectural LED. Layard's got a fantastic new product that has just launched at the show. I've spoken to a lot of people in the art world who are continuing to blend technology with their artistic vision, and people want to start moving away from that rectangular shape, and I think that is really starting to shape up not just on the show floor where it's been prominent, but also out in the wider world, both in residential and commercial. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that crossover, which I imagine you've seen a lot of later at the show, so I think that has been one of my key highlights. But as I said previously, a lot of focus on partnerships. There are companies that are, I don't want to say staying in their lane, but are doing their job exceptionally well, and they're partnering with people who are also on that same level.
I think not so much a specific product, but I have been to the Innovation Park, and it's actually the first time that ISE is doing it. It's an initiative to empower startups to, make their mark. And I think I've seen some actually remarkable products, and I feel like, with startups, they have a different outlook and a different sort of creative vision that, it's pretty exciting to look at. So I think it's definitely worth exploring the Innovation Park if they do decide to bring it in the future as well.
I'm going to cheat and pick a couple, I think. After 3 years of writing about it, I finally saw Google Project Starline, and it was incredible. I mean, it's so real, it kind of freaked me out a little bit. The person on the other end holds out an apple, and your brain just knows that it's real, and you put your hand out and try and grab it. Obviously, it's not there. That was astonishing. Transparent screens, I thought the ones I saw were beautiful. Samsung had a gorgeous one. LG had this sort of cabinet that was built into, just was stunning, really. Transparent tech is very exciting, I think.
PowerSoft Nota, for me, just like it. It's tiny. It's going to help in refurbs. Just a product that personally speaks to me. Now, we know ISE is really busy. We pack a lot into 4 days. And then once you get back to your desks, you'll have time to unpack and kind of chase some of the ideas and the conversations that you've had. Paul, what are you looking forward to exploring?
The rise of e-paper. We've written about it previously in the magazine, but then it was all about potential. I think this week maybe that came a bit more into view. There are still kind of prototypes, the kind of larger size. The 75 inch is still a prototype, but in 27 and 32 it looks stunning, full color. You only need to charge it once every 200 days. I think this product could be huge.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's all about India, I think, because India is just like, we already know how much of a growing market it is. And there's just so much going on. We're talking about enterprise broadcast, we're talking about hospitality. There's just so much going on. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to continue pursuing the market.
For me, it's all about the quiet revolution that's been happening on the show floor, and that is our transition towards managed services and subscription-based offerings. We have seen so many products on the show floor that are gearing up towards that market and adding that value to the chain. It's a conversation I've had very frequently on the show floor, sometimes a divisive topic depending on who you speak to, but that is something I'll be chasing up as soon as I'm back at my desk and hitting away on those keys.
I think for me, I'm most interested in bridging the resi and commercial markets. I think the fact that this show does it so well in a physical space is something that is very inspiring. And yeah, based on some of the offerings by certain brands, specifically Sonos, I'm going to shout them out. The Era 100 Pro, that's a speaker that is really a mini revolution, certainly dubbed so by Sonos when it comes to light commercial and yeah, bridging those two markets. So we'll explore that, I think, in a bit more depth.
Great set of answers. I feel kind of boring in comparison because I'm just going to chase down some case study leads. And with that, this is the Inavate team for Rise Show TV signing off from ISE 2025. We'll see you next year.